the force is strong in my family.
Welcome to Wiltshire's Weviews. I'm of course your host, Jordan Wiltshire, and today I'm reviewing Murder on the Orient Express, which is directed by and starring Kenneth Branagh, and co-starring Judi Dench, Daisy Ridley, Josh Gad, William Dafoe, Penelope Cruz, Olivia Colman, Johnny Depp, and so many more. It has a fantastic ensemble cast. This movie is obviously based on the book by Agatha Christie and is a remake because it was made quite a few years ago now, and it is based on the book, of course, Murder on the Orient Express. Kenneth Branagh stars as the eccentric but very clever famed fictional detective Hercule Poirot, as is pronounced in the film. It's not Hercule. He does not fight lions. It is Hercule Poirot. I don't know why I do the accent when I say it, I'm sorry, but I just have to pronounce it like that. Hercule Poirot. He boards the legendary Orient Express to have a bit of a break, but unfortunately it doesn't go according to plan. During the journey, a murder happens, and with the train being halted due to snowfall, he is forced to solve the murder with an ever-mounting pile of evidence and suspects piling up. Poirot finds himself in a case that could be his biggest yet. Now on to the positives. We start a bit before the actual Orient Express journey, and we are introduced to Hercule solving another murder, and this sets him up brilliantly as this great detective. And why he is, because he manages to see, he likes everything to be consistent, he likes everything to be exact, so he notices when it's not. The ensemble cast is amazing. Did you hear the names that I listed at the start of this video? Other names include Michelle Pfeiffer, of all people. Okay, this is a great cast, and they executed their characters perfectly. No one was too over the top. Johnny Depp even blended in well with the cast. Okay, I didn't even recognise him at first, which, saying that for Johnny Depp is quite an achievement. They do so well to introduce each character in their own little way, but all in one scene, just going from one character to another, just before they get on the train. But they've set up these characters and how they act perfectly and who they are. It is really a great start to a good film. Now I'm going to do my best not to spoil the ending, because obviously this is a murder mystery. But if you have read the book or watched the previous film, you probably already know what happens. I went in blind. I didn't read either. Of course I know of the story. It's a famous story, but I've never read it. I never know who the actual murderer is. But I would recommend, if you haven't read the book or seen the movie, don't watch them before you go and see this movie, because it adds to it. But if you have, you probably still will enjoy the movie anyway. I think the way they went about investigating it was done really well. Him going from person to person, interviewing them, but going back to the murder scene at a time, trying to piece all these clues together and finding more and more things. And you start thinking, is it that guy? It's that person. No, it's that girl. It's this. Or who could it be? And you start trying to figure out in your mind, because they are giving you clues all the way through, even before the murder even starts. Now, as I said, it kept me guessing throughout the film. And eventually, I thought I figured it out. But then it did a twist that made me think, okay, maybe I haven't. But then it turned out I had figured it out. But it kept me guessing and kept me going back to other things that I'd guessed already. And I did think the ending was good. And the way they did the ending, the way Hercule had to confront the ending, was done really well. The beginning shots as they boarded the train and it going through the landscape, and then it panning to the outside and you see all the passengers in the train, were just shot brilliantly and were really beautiful. Now, unfortunately, in any film, no matter how much I did love this film, there are negatives. When they finally revealed at the end of the film who committed the murder, they showed how they committed the murder. They showed it. They showed the murder. But I wish they had actually interspersed what we'd seen at the beginning of the point of view of Hercule on the train, and then interspersed that so we could see the timeline more clearly and how everything happened and where the evidence was. This film, unfortunately, because it is a murder mystery, does give you a lot of information at certain points, and you're trying to follow every single bit, and you feel like, did they mention that earlier? I can't remember. What did he just say? Because his accent's weird, and you're trying to piece this all together. And it does do well to recap it at certain points. And okay, now I remember. I know what they said there. Oh, yeah, they've mentioned that before. But it just sometimes does an information drop and you're like, okay, wait a minute, let me catch up. And so I do think this film begs repeat viewings. I think you need to see this film at least twice to really appreciate it. I've only seen it once, but I can't wait to see it again. At some points, as I said, you may have trouble understanding Hercule Poirot's accent, but that is part of his character, so I forgave it mostly. Now, overall, I loved this film. And I hope it gets some consideration during award season. I'm not saying it will get nominated for Best Picture or any supporting roles or actors. I think it could definitely get maybe a Best Actor nomination for Kenneth Branagh. I thought he was brilliant. But I think the award that it should definitely get is nominated for Best Costume Design, okay? Just because it was set in the 1930s, it was so well done. It was just, I thought they should definitely, I think they should definitely get nominated for that. I would definitely recommend seeing this movie, which is strange for me just because I don't normally like these slow-paced, thinking, sort of murder mystery films where there's something to solve. I like the more fast-paced. But I loved this film. The intrigue and the evidence gathering kept me interested and it kept me on the edge of my seat. So let me know in the comments below. Are you going to see this film? Have you seen the film? What did you think of the film? Have you seen the previous adaptation of this book? Does it even compare to that previous adaptation? Let me know in the comments below and don't forget to hit that like button. Follow me on Twitter, link is in the description below, and until next time, subscribe for more. Thank you for watching. Bye.